My girlfriend found an engagement ring I was keeping safe for my friend until he was ready to propose. She thought it was for her and is furious that it wasn't. I've been dating my girlfriend Laura for just over 2 years. We met as I was finishing my master's and she was in her last year of undergrad as we attended the same university. We have a pretty strong relationship overall, we get along well and have pretty similar views/goals in life, and I love her a great deal. She's definitely been the healthiest relationship I've ever had and I see a strong future with her. This weekend has been awful, however. My best friend Rob came to me about a month ago and told me that he had a plan to propose to his long-term girlfriend Grace of about 7 years. The problem was that they live together and she's a very clean person, and he was afraid she might find the ring while cleaning before he was ready to propose. I offered to hide it for him at my house until he was ready, and he handed it over. I hid it in the back of my sock drawer and honestly kind of forgot about it until last Monday when he asked for it back. He, successfully, proposed to Grace yesterday, and she posted a picture of the two of them on her Instagram with the ring clearly visible. Literally 5 minutes after she posted, Laura rang me absolutely fuming. She told me she'd found that ring 3 weeks ago, so why had I given it to Rob for Grace when I'd clearly chosen it especially for her? Was Grace mocking her with her post, just rubbing her nose into the fact that she'd stolen her ring? I tried to talk her down and explain that I'd just been keeping it safe for Rob and that I'd never intended to propose to her with it, but that only made her more upset and she started screaming at me that I'd absolutely built up her hopes and just destroyed them. She hung up on me, then texted me that I had 3 months to propose to her with a better ring than Grace's or she's going to break up with me. Am I wrong for thinking this is a red flag? I know that she probably was really excited and I absolutely never meant to hurt her feelings with all of this, but the ring was never for her and she never should have known about it. We don't live together and I don't know what she was doing snooping in my drawers, or when she had the time to look in there, or what she was looking for her. More than that, I am 100% not ready for marriage. We've only been together for 2 years, haven't lived together, haven't even talked about marriage yet. I want to be living together for at least a year before we get engaged. What do? I totally understand why she'd be upset, but I just feel like she's invaded my privacy by looking through my stuff, and that I'm being treated badly for something that was never meant as a snub towards her. This is the first big fight we've had and I'm not sure if I'm just seeing red flags because I'm hurt, or if they're really there. Comment. I was just about to say that. She's obviously really embarrassed at the fact that she told people and she probably even took a picture of the ring, by the way she's reacting, and showed it to friends of hers. Some girls dream of getting married and the thought of it excites them a lot, and to then hear your boyfriend tell you he wasn't even thinking about proposing and that it not on the table at all at the moment probably hurt her pride and broke her heart a little bit. Giving the ultimatum was wrong on her part in every way, and if she truly loves and cares about Up, she will see that her reaction was wrong and she will apologize. If she doesn't, then there is a problem. Women are usually ready for marriage sooner than men, so maybe she thought they were getting to that point, so it may have felt like a slap in the face even though that wasn't the intention of Up. She will come around, she's just upset about it and reacted irrationally in the heat of the moment. If you are confident about your feelings for one another, you will conquer this obstacle and have a better relationship because of it. Misunderstandings or fights aren't the end of the world. If they were, then no one would make it to 50 years of marriage. But in this case though, her reaction was way out of line. She went through Op's sock drawer in a house she doesn't live in. She took an innocuous situation as a personal slight and screamed an ultimatum at Op. I'll say that she needs to make the first move, apologize and own up her extremely childish behavior. Otherwise she deserves to be unceremoniously dumped. Hey, we been together for 2 years though. For all we know, she does his laundry, or when she's cold slips on a pair of his socks, among other things. I mean, I think every girlfriend I've ever had as an adult would at least help me fold and put my clothes away from time to time. They also borrowed shirts and socks to sleep in as well. I don't really think it's necessarily all that suspicious. You mentioned that this is the first time in the 2 years you've been together that she's blown up like this and acted this way. It's 2 years into the relationship. You two haven't had a talk yet about long-term plans. I have a strong feeling she's been wanting to progress the relationship forward, and was hoping you'd pop the question soon. Yes, it's ridiculous that she didn't talk about this with you. There's a lot of things many women internalize about how a proposal should happen, and one of the awful things, in my opinion, is that it should be a surprise, and if you have to ask about it, it's pressuring and he doesn't really want to be with you. If this truly is the first time, and it seems like this reaction was out of character for who you've known her to be, then have a sit-down conversation with her. It's time you both addressed expectations for timelines, moving in, engagement, proposal, the question of kids, etc., and where the relationship is heading. You both need to come to an agreement and get on the same page. Also, it's time to talk about how you two are approaching important conversations, or not approaching them, as it seems, and communication as a whole in the relationship. She shouldn't have stuffed it until she exploded. You also should have communicated more about your timeline, since you had one set in your head for moving in, and that it was important to you. And also address that her ultimatum instead of talking to you isn't okay. You two have been in a 2-year, serious relationship. This is the first major conflict, it seems, and both of you have expectations about how the relationship was to progress and timelines that were internalized and neither of you communicated about. As adults, it's time to talk through it. And if you can't, or either of you just wants to run from trying to talk it through and resolve things together, then you two aren't ready for a real, adult relationship. Next story 2. Is my GF, F25, is cheating on me, M25. Sorry if this reads like a mess. I feel completely distraught right now. Is my girlfriend cheating on me? Recently I found my GF texting a guy she has known for a while. I'm not insecure and have no problems with her bathing male friends, but after some digging I found out through her that he has previously tried for a relationship with her and still has a crush on her. Both of which she says she's turned down. This is started about 4 months ago when I noticed his name on her phone one night. We had been out drinking and she received a "you up" text from some woman and immediately showed me bragging about it. She realized immediately what she did was wrong and apologized and showed me her phone. She said I was the only male she talks to, so I asked who he was out of curiosity, and she explained that he wanted a thing with her but she was never interested, so I left it at that. We recently moved to a new city, where it turns out he lives LOL, and they saw each other a few weeks ago and she asked to grab a coffee with him. Ever since then he's been blowing up her phone with calls and texts asking for coffee. I asked who he was again when I saw her messaging him and she ignored me until I got it out of her. She claims it's a platonic friendship and she only wanted to catch up and was going to tell me if it was okay to go. She never asked me and I don't think she ever intended to, as she had the next few days off and she knew I didn't. I felt deeply hurt that she'd wanted to grab coffee of all things with a man who still obviously has a crush on her, and told her how I felt. Especially since it was on our 1-year anniversary where I practically had to beg her to do something together. We had a discussion on boundaries and why I don't trust him and see it as disrespectful to our relationship, and she said she was sorry and told me she has stopped messaging him since. Ever since then, about a week now, she has been hiding her phone from me and tilting it constantly. Some weird stuff is happening recently along with this, and I feel like stuff doesn't add up and I'm unsure what to do. I now starting to believe that she is being unfaithful. My question is, after reading this, do you think my GF is cheating on me? Comnet. You have a rash and she's hiding her phone. I'm sorry dude, but I'm 95% sure she's cheating. Draw a boundary with her, tell her you don't want her talking to him anymore due to it making you uncomfortable. See how she reacts. If she's a truthful and faithful girlfriend, she will understand and maybe be a little sad. If she's cheating, she will blow up on you and call you controlling. I could never, in a million years, accept a coffee date with someone I know has a crush on me while I have a loving partner. It baffles me. Straight up ask her. It's not at all about being insecure, it's about her making you feel secure. If she says no and you think she's lying, ask for proof. Don't take or look without her knowing, tell her right there, and don't let her skip or fold over anything. If she doesn't let you anywhere near her phone after this or just keeps declining, it's almost certain there's a lie. All relationships are different, but from my advice to you, kind sir. She has a date with the dude without telling you, she's hiding her phone and acting suspect, condom wrapper in bathroom, coming home late from work with no explanation, possible STD. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Yes, she has been, and is cheating on you. You can't try to be diplomatic about this stuff, or worry about her privacy, or pay any attention to her proclamations that you are controlling and insecure. You have to take control of the narrative, and you need to do that now. You need to confront her and ask to see her phone. Don't give her a chance to delete anything. If she refuses, tell her that to know she is cheating on you and that you have information that will back you up, and that if she won't let you see her phone, the relationship is over. Break up with her on the spot, and if you live together, kick her out.